6 races ago, the championship appeared to be over as the points battle was separated first and second by 347 points coming into the race at Darlington, South Carolina. The championship appeared to be over at that point. But those last 6 races on the tour has proven things can change dramatically. At Darlington, the points leader crashed, and with 4 laps to go while running in 4th position. Richmond, bad luck, struck the 24 team again, and no crash, but finished 25th. Dover found a good top 5 run going, and points earning capabilities seem to be going the 24th way again. Same thing at Martinsville. But then the race at North Wilkesboro happened, and a crash while running second eliminated him and Dylan Young both. And Kyle Matthews had to settle for another finish in the bottom of the barrel again. and the capper to the whole story, a 25th place at Charlotte. In that same time, Matthews' championship rival now, Charles Sanford, had finished ahead of Matthews every single time in those races. Thus, the lead that was once at 347. The lead that was once at 347 points in those 6 races had been chopped to just 51 points, with separating the first and second place cars. So Matthews has gone now from having the championship clinched in about maybe 3 races with 3 more good top 5 runs, to just surviving to try to win a second championship. Sanford, like Matthews, also going for his second, is now one of the drivers in the driver's seat. And don't count Jessica Shelton out just yet for her shot at a 5th championship. So as we get set for race number 32 at Rockingham Raceway for the running of the Castrol GTX Cup Series AC Delco 400, the points race is now a whole new ball game. And Matthews in the 24 team knows one more bad race and one more good race out of Sanford could tighten the whole thing up again going into Phoenix. And oddly enough, who's on the pole for this event? Not surprisingly, at Rockingham, Kyle Matthews, who usually does well at the Rock, is on the pole for this event in the GMAC Chevy Car 24. And oh, by the way, Net Zero dropped him for the last 3 races, by the way. So anyway, Matthews is the pole sitter for today's event. Jessica Shelton starts alongside. Both of them carry in-car cameras in today's event. Row 2, Johnny Gardner in 22, 2-time winner this event. 2-time winner this season so far, I should say. And beside him will be Chris Dalton, also a 2-time winner this season. Shelton and Matthews, by the way, have both won 3 times this season. Third row has our third in-car camera, Dylan Young in the 2 AC Delco Chevy and Cole Deaver in the Oreo Chevy, car number 3. Here, Deaver's won at Martinsville. Dylan Young has won twice this season. Fourth row, the winner of the season of the first race at Richmond, Levi McIntyre in 60 and 89, Quentin Moore is alongside. Fifth row, 3-time winner Charles Sanford, second place in the points coming into this event, and Joshua Osborne in 33 in the Reams Chevrolet. Fifth row has Benjamin Miles, who won at Darlington this season, and Sky Cummins in 62. Fifth row, or not fifth row, bleh. Seventh row has Benny Watson outside of this row, going for the Rockingham Sweep this season. He'll be alongside Cat Batson, who's on the inside of the row, starts ahead of Watson in the track gear Ford number 9. Next row down has Gene Sanford, the winner at Talladega this season, car 21, the Reese Chevrolet, alongside of her will be car 39, 2-time winner this season, Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down has Keith Batson in 32, and beside him will be Nathan Hudson in 38. Next row down, Rob Evans in car 8, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boat Chevy, and Jesse Turner in car 27, the Castrol GTX Chevrolet. Winner twice so far this season. He's currently 5th in the standings coming in. Next row down, without question, the hottest driver in the field right now. The last 2 races, Matt McIntyre. He's won the last 2 races on the season, and those, by the way, his first 2 wins in the Castrol GTX Cup Series in his career. This Emerald Chevy car 37, looking for 3 in a row in this part of the season. He won the last 2 races at North Wilkesboro and again at Charlotte. Speaking of Charlotte, the man whose only win came on that track for the 600 is alongside us, William Brock in number 4. Next we're down Trey Wright in number 34 and number 43, Joshua Carter, winner at Sonoma. Next we're down has Eli Brighton 15 and 45, Mike Becker in the Sprint PCS Chevy. Next we're down Jay Jefferson at 88 and the winner this season at Auto Club, and 18 Ashlyn Boyd in the MB&A Pontiac. Next we're down has Carter Friesen in 36 and number 66 Elijah Gordon in the Duraflame Dodge. Next we're down has Simon Bloomfield in 10 and number 87 Dion Moon in the Nemco Motorsports Bell Mobility Chevy. Next we're down has Henry Sanford in 57 and number 7, that is Zach Winkle. Next we're down has James Henry in 74 and number 44, the winner of the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, Vince Almarego. Next we're down has Bobby Frazier number 1 and number 63 Diego Yepes. Next one down after that will be Mitchell Cohen's in number 12 and number 5. That is Ryan Brommer. And starting shotgun in the field will be Aiden Shepard in car 00, the Aquafresh Pontiac. So that's the championship battles we mentioned before. Tightening up, like as we said, in the last 6 races on the season, Matthews has lost 296 points out of his points lead in the last 6 races of the season. And of course, those 2 crashes and those 2 mediocre finishes did not help matters at all this season. Here, he's only won 3 times this season, and he's in his last win at this time came at the first race at Michigan on the tour, and he also won Atlanta and the Daytona 500. For Shelton, she's won this season at North Wilkesboro, Riverside, and at Watkins Glen. Here comes the command to fire him up.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
So basically, the time for the top 2 points, it's right now between Matthews and Sanford for the championship, and for Shelton, she's going to have some help to try to be back in the points race herself as going into the next race in the tour at Phoenix, which is the next to last on the schedule. She is a little over 100 points out in 3rd spot, though, so she would need for both Matthews and Sanford to both finish far back in the field, and Shelton to go on to have a good top 5, top 10 run for her to have a chance at a 5th championship. So what's the scenarios will play out? Well, we'll find out in 40 laps of action on this racetrack here. It's supposed to have been 59 laps, but I don't know what the heck happened. But anyway, so the green flag is about to fly, and the AC Delco 400 is on. Off the 4th turn they come here. Kyle Matthews leads the first lap of this race here. Shelton 2nd. 3rd is Gardner. Then it's Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre the top 5, with Charles Sanford running 6th at the moment. Riding with Dylan Young in car number 2, running in 4th position behind Gardner, Shelton, and Matthews. As they come across the start-finish line. Now from inside Jessica Shelton's car, number 17, she runs in 2nd place at the moment. And she has her roof cam also on the Valvoline Ford. And there it is from Kyle Matthews' vantage point in number 24. He has our rear bumper cam as well on the GMAC Chevy. Gardner to the low side of Shelton for second place right now as they come off turn number 4. Gardner to the high side, Shelton to the bottom, Gardner to the low side, I should say. Shelton to the high side. They come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Benjamin Miles runs in 7th. 8th is Osborne. 9th is Kat Batson. And in car number 9, Gene Samper runs 10th. So 2 ladies both running in the... So all 3 of the ladies in the field running in the top 10. Meantime, battle going just up ahead. It's Benjamin Miles versus Charles Sanford. That's for the 6th position. And throw Joshua Osborne in this mix right now. He runs in 8th place at the moment. As meantime, Kyle Matthews is checked out on the field. He is 7/10 ahead of Shelton in the lead. 7/10 of a second, that is. And let's see what his lap is. See how much the interval is this time by. Gardner's still trying to get around Shelton for position for second. And Matthews this time by his lead balloon. Actually closes 63 hundredths of a second now. As Gardner's now taking second from Shelton. And Dylan Young to the inside lane as Young tries to go inside for third spot. And meantime, he's got Levi McIntyre behind him in the 99 car. McIntyre runs in 5th, same for 6th, we mentioned. 11th is Chris Dallerton. 12th is Keith Batson. 13th right now is Matt McIntyre. And Matt McIntyre, as we mentioned, he's the hottest driver in the field right now as far as how his performance has been concerned. Now, you remember at North Wilkesboro, he won his first ever race his first ever career race in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, and did that with a little bit of performance too, because he won by pulling off a good restart on Jessica Shelton in the late going of that race, and he won that event, making the pass with about 20 laps to go in that event. So he won that one convincingly. Now his second straight win came at Charlotte, the last race of the tour, and pulled off a final lap pass on Dylan Young within the last few hundred feet of that race. And so Matt right now has got a very good combination under the hood of that Bruco Motorsports Pontiac. Same team Jesse Turner drives for, as a matter of fact, except Turner drives a Chevy and different sponsorship with Castrol GTX set, and whereas McIntyre's got Timberwolf on his car, on his Pontiac. Right now trying to get around Keith Batson for the 12th position at the moment. And that's where we're staying right now as they come off turn number 4. Everybody running single file at the moment. There's Jesse Turner right there in 27. He runs 35th at the moment. So he is not having a good day so far, and he is dropping back. He is dropping points. As a matter of fact, we talk about how bad Kyle Matthews has been dropping points wise. Well, Jesse Turner, about the same story as here. Is about the same story with Jesse Turner. He rides right now 34th. He got up as high as second place in the points this season, but he's been falling back, though. He sits right now currently number 5 in the standings coming into this race in the Castrol Chevy. Check with some of the other runners in this field right here, as now Gene Samper's dropping back a little bit as she's now being passed by Matt McIntyre and Keith Batson and Chris Dallerton. So Dallerton's now entered the top 10 in 10th place right now. Batson 11th, 12th is McIntyre, 13th Sanford, 14th is Benny Watson, Cole Deaver 15th, William Brock 16th, Sky Cummins 17th. He's trying to get around Brock for 16th place at the moment. Rob Evans 17th, 18th right now is Carter Friesen. Actually, make that Rob Evans is 18th, Carter Friesen 19th, and 20th is Trey Wright. Quentin Morse dropped back to 21st. Then Eli Bright is in 22nd position in the 15 car. Simon Bloomfield 23rd. Henry Sanford 24th. Joshua Collard 25th. Ashlyn Boyd 26th. And Mike Becker 27th. And Nathan Hudson, Jay Jefferson, and Zachary Fitzwater the top 30 at the moment. And Gene Samper still continuing to drop back spots here as Cole Deaver and Benny Watson both go by. Watson now at the 13th position. Benny Watson, by the way, the leading rookie candidate this season. He's got a 20-point lead in the rookie standings over Trey Wright. So Benny, as we kind of predicted, though, he was dubbed the top rookie in the Castrol GTX Cup Series for this season. And guess what? With his NNSCRA experience, including a Pizza Hut X Series championship a couple of years back, he's made it no secret that his team has been very, very strong. And this track has been good to Watson too. He won here the last 2 races he was here, but right now he's in 13th position, maybe 12th right now. As he's trying to go up underneath Cat Batson, who got hung up the track, and Matt McIntyre's moved up to 11th. Keith Batson now moving up to 10th position right now, and as he's gotten around his wife for that spot. Dylan Young now a new third place runner here. Johnny Gardner trying to make his way up for second place now on Kyle Matthews. As we're halfway home, 20 in the books and 20 to go here at Rockingham. And Matthews must have overheard the intro that I did for this series, though, because he's sending the message away that he wants to put away the Castrol GTX Cup Series Championship for season 22. Matthews did have a championship, did win a championship in this series. That was in season 20. He almost won it, I think, in season, I think it was 16 or 17, whichever season it was, but Crash took him out at Homestead, and Trent Dunham, with one win on the season, ended up winning the season championship that season. Matthews did vindicate himself, as we said, in season 20, and took it, and ironically enough, was also on a last race pass for the championship because of Cole Deaver's misfortune at Homestead, which always seems to be the case. You come into the race at Homestead, the points leader, and a lot of times that could be the kiss of death. Dylan Young, meantime, he may have something to say about who wins this race because he's now up to second place now in that number 2 AC Delco Chevy. Car up ahead of Matthews right now, lap car up ahead of Kyle Matthews. That is the car of Eli Bright, who fell a lap down in 15th, who's fallen a lap down in 41st position. See how Dylan Young drives this track here, right down that yellow line, moves up to the middle lane. Catches a sniff of the draft of that 24 car of Matthews. They come off the second turn. Now into turn number 3 he goes. Now up in the high line he goes. That's through 3 and 4. And the lead is kind of diminished a bit. It's now down to 24 hundredths of a second. Here, Dylan Young has got a very fast car in this race. If I did the distance correctly, we'd have been a little bit more than 30 to go, actually. But anyway. "14 laps to go here at Rockingham. Dylan Young trying to close up on Kyle Matthews. A pair of blue and white Monte Carlos going at Matthews' car, a 2001 Monte Carlo. Dylan Young's Monte Carlo, also a 2001. With a 2010 Dodge right there behind in third spot. We'll check the lap speeds this time by here between those front 2 cars. Young's car, slightly bit quicker the last time by, and here he comes up on the back bumper of Matthews. Looks to the low side of the track. Nothing doing for the moment. Matthews off turn number 4. His last lap, 149.096. Young at 149.157. Bumper came from Matthews' car. No, there, the interval ballooned just a little bit to 31 hundredths of a second. Coming up on 10 to go this time by here at Rockingham. Kyle Matthews trying to hold on. And Dylan Young still sliding, but it's now down to 4/10 of a second. The lead's now up to 4/10 of a second for Kyle Matthews. Benjamin Miles now at the 5th position as he's gotten by several of the cars. Sanford in 6th position. Dalton 7th. Osborne 8th. McIntyre's dropped to 9th. Keith Batson 10th and about for 11th between Benny Watson and Gene Sanford as they try to get around, as they try to close up and get around Batson. That's positions 10, 11, and 12 on your screen. Watson to the left side trying to gain some advantage on Batson as they come off the second turn. Chevy in the back, Toyota in the middle, and Ford Thunderbird up in the front. And Batson gets loose because of the track here. Here comes Watson to the inside for 10th, and he's got it. So Benny Watson moving his way up to the field in the late stages of this race as we're now down to 8 laps to go. And Sanford follows through. She's going to take 11th position as well. And meantime, Benjamin Miles trying to do the same thing on Jessica Sheldon as they come off turn number 4. And Benjamin Miles now takes 4th position away. Sanford going to follow through for 5th, and he's got it. So Shelton loses 4th, 5th, and 6th all in one spot here. Now Miles moves up to 4th. 5th is now Sanford. 6th is now Dollarton. Shelton now drops to 7th. But meantime, the interval's shrinking again. Dylan Young trying to close up on Kyle Matthews once again for the lead. Ryan Brommer just up ahead of Matthews right now. Another GMAC car. See, that's the fast lap this time by here between Matthews and Young as they come off the 4th turn here. Young trying to close up a little bit again on Kyle Matthews as they come to start-finish line. Matthews 146.583. Dylan Young at 146.648. They're relatively close that time by. Off turn 4 they come here. Young to the low side of Matthews off the 4th turn. He had a run to that 4th turn at last time by. And it was now down to 1400ths of a second between the front 2 cars here. Matthews about 8/10 of a mile an hour slower that time by. Matthews again up high. Young low again as they come off the 4th turn. Young says go. Matthews says no. 2 laps to go. White flag this time by. Dylan Young's got 2 more. He's got 1 shot in his arsenal left at this point. As they come through the 3rd and 4th turns now. Young runs in the same tracks Matthews does. That's not a good sign right there as they come out that 4th turn. White flag waves for Kyle Matthews. He has 1 lap to go here at Rockingham in the AC Delco 400 as they come through the 1st and 2nd turns. But if this correct distance arrived, this would have been 19 laps to go instead of 1 lap to go. But anyway, in the turn number 3 they come here. They're going through the lap traffic right here. That's Diego Yepes to the high side. Young tries to close up on Matthews again off the 4th turn. Not going to work. The AC Delco 400 belongs to Kyle Matthews. He wins at Rockingham. So Kyle Matthews takes the win. He takes the race as and further extends his points lead finally after all those points he lost in the last 6 races on the tour. And here it all pays back for him here as Kyle Matthews takes the victory here today. 2nd to Dylan Young, 3rd to Johnny Gardner. Benjamin Miles comes home 4th, 5th to Charles Sanford. Sixth position to Chris Stollerton. Seventh to Jessica Shelton. Eighth position to Joshua Osborne. Ninth to Benny Watson. And Levi McIntyre finishes in 10th position. Average speed 150.737. $32 down and 2 races left on the tour. And this is going to be pretty interesting in his last 2 races as well, I will imagine. Rest of the finishers for you here today. Keith Batson comes home on 11th. 12th will be Cole Deaver. 13th will be Matt McIntyre. 14th, Gene Sanford. 15th, Sky Cummins. Quentin Moore, 16th. Carter Freethen, 17th. Cat Batson, 18th. Joshua Collard, 19th. 20th to Nathan Hudson. 21st to William Brock. Trey Wright, 22nd. Rob Evans, 23rd. Mike Becker, 24th. Jesse Turner, 25th. And Ashlyn Boyd, Jay Jefferson, and Zachary Fitzwater in the top 28. And it's racing on a good day for Jay Jefferson, unfortunately for him. And same with Fitzwater as well. Dion Moon, Simon Bloomfield, James Henry, Aiden Shepard, Zach Winkle, Bobby Frazier, Mitchell Collins, Vince Almarego, Elijah Gordon, Henry Sanford, and Ryan Brommer are the last of the lead lap finishers. Diego Yepes and Eli Bright both finished a lap down in 40th and 41st. So that will do it from Rockingham Raceway. 32 races down and 2 races left in season 22 in this race to the championship for season 22 in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything in this channel. We got interesting gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA says desires for this channel. And be sure to check out our Cavalcade series, including the Coors Light Truck Series, Last of Us Light Series, Pizza Hut X Series, Hershey's Cup Series, Skittles Super Speedway Series, and the brand new Duracell Cup Series. Be sure to check those series out, as well as Michael Norman's Budweiser All Pro Series, also available on this channel as well. And to subscribe to Thrash Maniac 99 to become part of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, and subscribe to that channel to become part of that series, and keep up on it as well. Some of the best online series are from the NNSCRA umbrella, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. So that will do it from Rockingham. Congratulations again to Kyle Matthews, the winner of the AC Delco 400, as he further extends his points lead towards what may be a second championship. For now, this is James Claus with a production of the NNSCRA. Off Fun Racing at its best. We will see you at Phoenix.